What's going on, y'all? Polo Sports Talk and ENT here again with another one. Make sure you hit the like, hit the sub, also comment as well. Also hit them notifications too, so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. Man, look, early on, I was raising questions if the U.S. was going to actually, the U.S. Women's softball team was going to come out here and redeem themselves uh, after 13 years, but they failed to do it. They failed to do it as the USA team loses uh, against against uh, against Japan. The American women were supposed to be getting this gold, getting this gold because they took the silver. They took the silver medal when when they were in Beijing. Um, Look, man, I'm gonna say it like this, okay? We already talked about it with the when it comes to the USA basketball team, right? There, you know, sorry about that, y'all. We already talked about it, you know, when it came to the uh, the USA basketball team, right? How we're underestimating our opponents, and that's something that we continue to do. That's something that we've had a habit of doing time and time again. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Having some issues. 1 minute. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, okay, but look, like I said before, like in reference to the basketball team, we cannot come in there thinking that we can beat everybody. Okay, now we we uh we defeated. I'm sorry about that. Canada defeated Mexico to win the bronze, and now we took the silver. Now, a lot of people don't know that initially the softball had made its debut in 1996 at the ATL Summer Games, and see the U.S. they won their first ever gold, and so we actually had a little chip on our shoulder. Then uh, we we were on the schedule for 2012 and then 2016 in Tokyo. And see, and in Tokyo, that remains the most popular sport. So what I'm saying is that when you talk about softball, to the the Asian, pretty much all of the Asian culture, It's something that is relatively taken ser- seriously. You know, look, guys got to stop acting like these other countries are not out for blood when it comes to the U.S. You know, and look, am I an American citizen? Do I live here? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not gonna sit here and they're training year round. So y'all have to let that sink. See, there's people that train. There's people that play train for basketball courts in the U.S. That we're notorious for that training year round. But now, when it comes to Europe, they have a better formula, and in some other countries, they have a better formula in terms of their blueprint and in terms of winning. A lot of these people sit here and they throw all of these other countries up under the bus time and time again. When I keep telling you that we cannot do that, we're so used to winning the gold in every single thing that when it happens to or every single event, that when it happens to us, when we take a silver or when we take a bronze or even when we don't come out with a medal, it's like disgusting to us. And you should feel that sort of disgust when when you're initially coming into the game. I do take my hats off to the ladies that went out there and competed, though. You know, they tried their best. They competed hard. You know, I can't sit here and just act like they didn't go out there and compete hard. They did go out there and they did a phenomenal job of competing. Did they win? No. But I'm not gonna sit here and shit on those ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because those they did compete. I mean, they beat them 2-1. So um, but today, it was we had a because what's it called? Janae Reed. Janae Reed had a catch in that seventh inning, and they had attempted three hits against Japan, but it just wasn't enough. And Tokyo ended up winning. They ended the game at 2-0. But that was a brilliant catch by her. You know what I'm saying? Like she actually had a chance, and then we also had a chance. I think three attempts to try to get the job done. So listen, man, I give props to Yokohama. They did their thing out there, but we just got to come back better. But they waited 13 years, so that's a that's a decade or more. Some countries put millions of dollars into their athletes. Absolutely, LA Live, LA Live. If you wanna hop in, man, you can hop in too. Um, and I'll put the link in there. You know, see, that's the same thing. LA Live brings up a great point. See, a lot of people don't realize, like, when it comes to various sports, like especially college, when you talk about football and baseball and basketball, even what who's funding the players? Who's funding the schools? It's the boosters. Um, and they're putting a lot of money. They're investing a lot of money into these players and stuff. You know, and so when they don't win and they don't come back, successful and everything, they're okay. Don't get me wrong. They have that mentality like, okay, yeah, they competed hard, they fought hard and everything, but at the same token, they're like, man, we lost a lot of marketing dollars because of this or that. You know what I'm saying? We could have did this or we could have did that, and it's disappointing. It's real disappointing. But I give a shout out to the U.S. man. They still competed hard. Uh, I listen. At the end of the day, I give a shout out to all U.S. athletes that go out there and compete hard. I don't sit there and down them. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the U.S. like with people's personal lives. Like for instance, with the situation that's going on around the world in terms of what the virus. I'll just call it that. Uh, a lot of people tend to tend to lose family members. A lot of people have been affected directly because of what has taken place. And I'm not saying that that's the sole reason why they took the L or anything, but like with the case with Shakari Richardson, she lost her mother, she lost her mom, and they still have to go out there. They still these people still hold high expectations, whether you lost a family member, whether you're going through it mentally, psychologically, whatever. They still want you to be ready. They still expect you to play at a certain level. When some people, every human being is different and can't quite gather themselves like the next person. And then for women, women are a lot. Women are emotional creatures. So they can't really. They're not able to hold stuff in for as long as you would like them to in comparison to most men. But I'm not trying to get into no gender or gender bias or gender male versus female or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, if you put your common sense to use and understand that, okay, this this woman might have been close to a person, and it that person might have motivated them to go out there and to compete and to play. And when they lose that person, it's like losing. It's like losing a part of their heart, or losing something to where it, they're not able to function properly. And a lot of people don't understand that, man. When it comes to sports, athletics and stuff like that, that the majority of it is mental. Anybody who has ever played a sport, they know that the majority of it is mental. It's not all physical. So when you see these guys that are bigger in stature, that are 6'9" and solid, weigh 200 or something like that, or can run fast, like running 4 threes and stuff like that. Yeah, that's great. That's ability. That's God given specimen. But at the same token, they are still human beings at the end of the day, and they still have a brain, and they still have to function like everybody else. They still have to gather themselves like everybody else. Everybody has a weak spot somewhere, and if you don't, you shouldn't really be on this earth because everybody got a weak spot somewhere. Everybody got a soft spot somewhere, man. But I'm not saying that that's the reason that they lost. They tried their best. They went out there and competed. My hat still go out to the U.S. And rep your country. But it's sad that some people will take it too far. Like for instance, I'm gonna say this last thing, and then I'll go ahead and I'll close with this though. When it comes to the USA basketball team, everybody wants to sit here and automatically say that it's KD's fault, all this other stuff, which to a degree that if you look at it from a skill standpoint, to some degree, I can understand why some people would say that. However, when you're going there collectively as a group of men to compete, it's everybody's fault. You can't put it all on one person. You can't say okay, yeah, it's that person's fault. No, it's collectively as a group, it's everybody's fault on there. It's everybody's fault. You can't sit here and say okay, well that person's not a leader. This person ain't a leader. That person ain't a leader. No, all of y'all have to be a leader to some degree. You might not be as vocal as that other person, but leadership skills are important when you're playing a team sport because if that person goes down, they're gonna look to that next guy to step in and carry the team to the promised land. I don't like that when they blame it on all on one person because just okay when KD yes I did say I said that KD had shot 4 of 12, 1 of 6, but that was with the shooting. But I would rather a leader go 2 for 20 and he's still firing up everybody despite him playing like trash. And then we go out there and just because of his will and because of his drive and because how he how he motivates everybody, we still win the damn game. And he could have played poorly. There could have been your bench player could have outplayed your superstar. But the fact that he didn't let everybody fall into thinking that okay we're gonna lose this game. You could have been down by 15. You could be down like 15 by 20 points and everything. But if you have your superstar on there who's fighting just as hard, even though his game ain't on, who's hustling out there, who's got passion. It kind of reminds me of Bobby Porter's with the Milwaukee Bucks. If you have that on there, you need that on your team. And sometimes leadership is is just giving that extra boost of energy that you need to your other teammates that could be really contagious. And a lot of people fail to realize that. The U.S. man, we got a lot of pride, and that's okay. It's pride. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of pride, but you also have to understand. Hold on, you see MJ or Kobe would let the team lose all them games to take over. Okay, look, it wasn't. Well, first off, LA Live. Let me tell you something about that. Okay, MJ, MJ, uh, MJ, and Larry and Magic. Yeah, they were on the team and everything, but the best the best player and the leader, the best player was Charles Barkley on that '92 Olympics team. It was Charles Barkley, and then also the leader. was actually Magic Johnson. Michael Jordan was by far okay. He carried, he was carrying the league at that time and everything. But in terms of defense, it was Michael Jordan. Yeah, defensively, because the '92 Olympic team was all about defense. Believe it or not, yeah, like you were rarely going to get the ball past half court. Now listen, I understand what you're saying about KD. Yeah, he needs to take over and everything like that, but he was in foul trouble too. If you looked at the game, KD was in foul trouble. He shot poorly though too. He did shoot 4 of 12, and he was 1 of 6 from the field. But other guys have to step up too. And Dame Lillard is still trying to play hero ball, and that doesn't help either. When you're supposed to be an actual, a point guard and a facilitator. Drew Holiday, for as much as everybody, talks about him, while he didn't, he had 18 points and everything like that, but it was Drew Holiday coming off the bench that really gave them a boost and everything. But we had the game, LA Live. They went on a 16-2 run. They went on a 16-2 run. Yeah, exactly. But hey, you already know LA Live. You my age. Hey, Barkley was the best player on that team. Barkley was the best player on that team. But in terms of leadership, it was Magic. Even though he took a little bit of a decline and everything. But it was Magic. Larry, he could only do so much because of his back problem. But he was still that guy to be like, yeah, come on and everything, and share as much as he can. If you look at Larry, when he was playing in comparison to his lighter years and everything like that, you'll be like, oh man, Larry was Larry was nowhere near what he used to be. But they needed Larry there because of his championship experience. Shoot, hell, even John Stockton. John Stockton was a leader. John Stockton was a leader. So all of those guys that were on that US Barcelona team, the Dream Team, the majority of those guys were leaders. Even though I felt like Isaiah Thomas should have been on the team, but hey, that's what that's the team that they went with. So I can't argue with that. But LA Live, you do got a point though. Like okay, I'll stay with Kobe for a minute. Okay, Kobe, if you remember when he played in 2008, what did he first come out with? LA Live. Guess what he said? LA Live. He said, "I'm just here to play defense and to motivate the younger guys. And if they need me, then that's what I'll do, right?" And that's what he did. Kobe, if you go back and you go look at those games in 2008, yeah, he played offense here and there, but it was Carmelo that was the best one that was on that team by far. And but when they played against Spain, guess what? That's when Kobe really had to come out and be the Mamba. He had to be the Mamba, and he saved their asses. Pretty much, he came out of nowhere because we were close to losing to Spain. So it goes to show you that yeah, you can sit back, let the younger guys take over, but hey, don't get it twisted. If I need to come out, and dominate and be that guy to just be a scorer and everything, I'll do that. But he was playing within the team concept, and that's what killed me about people saying that Kobe wasn't a team player when he absolutely was. And this was another thing too. We talked about this. Shout out to Ticket TV. We talked about it on his channel yesterday. See, everybody wants to sit here and ask me the reason why I have Hakeem Olajuwon as my center, my favorite center of all time. Okay, and this is what I said. What's up, LA Live?
Polo, what's up, my brother? Hey, you
What's up,
hustling?
West Coast? West
You
Coast?
you on that grind, brother? I see you. I see you.
Man, hey, before I begin, you already know I got to show my love to my boy. Hey, y'all go subscribe to my boy LA Live page, man. He always bringing out dope content, always bringing out front and center. He front and center news, and then on top of that, he's a Lakers fan too. So, he gonna keep you updated with the Lakers, man. So shout out to LA Live, LA Sports Live. All right, LA Sports, man. What you got on everything, man?
What's up, man? I appreciate that, man. So, look, you got faith in KD to pull it out, man. To lead us to the gold medal, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's not a, like you were saying, it's just not basketball. It's a lot of sports. People think it's a foregone conclusion that the USA is going to win. We're going to dominate. We're going to do this and do that. But hey, these other athletes, they've been playing. They've been training just as hard. So no matter the sport, man, all the athletes they're gonna have to go out there and compete, and if they want it, they're gonna have to take it. So and especially this year with the COVID and oh, shit, my bad, with the
It,
virus.
it, it's all good, man. You slipped up. It's all right though.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
with the
You
virus
say
going on and no fans, like especially with with certain sports, especially in particular gymnastics, man. I just believed it was going to be a different dynamic, and then I think I did a video earlier about the Olympics, and I was just saying, look, it's going to be a lot of things that's going to be happening. It's going to be different. It's going to be a lot of upsets. There's going to be a lot of people winning that you never heard of before. It's just because in a lot of sports, the fans play such a big dynamic in it, and the athletes feed off them. And for the most part, there will be no fans in Tokyo. So and we're already seeing it. We're already seeing it now. A lot of people who are favorites, have not won. So ought to be interesting, man. Ought to be interesting. But Team USA basketball, man. Well, hopefully they can get it together, bro. But
I,
I
I'm
don't
gonna be
know.
real. I'm gonna be real with you, LA Live. Look, um, I'm gonna be real with you. We're not gonna get it done. Um, and I know some people, they're probably gonna get upset at me, but I just have to be honest because we don't have, and this goes back to what I said. We don't have leadership on there. Yes,
Right.
we have really phenomenal players. You'd be silly to say that Dame Lillard isn't exciting to watch. You'd be silly to sit up here and say that KD isn't exciting to watch. Even Tatum, you know what I'm saying? Even shoot, some people think that Zach Levine is exciting to watch and everything. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Booker, Middleton, all those other guys, but it still goes back to leadership. Now, this is what I said, LA, is that I felt like Draymond could be that fiery leader, and to me, I feel like somebody has said this too that Draymond should actually be running the point more more so than anybody else in distributing and facilitating and everything, and then I feel like they should start McGee.
Yeah.
I felt like Jason Tatum coming off the bench. I didn't like that move right there. And then also what played a key factor too is that everybody's trying to still play that ISO ball in comparison to when you looked at France's scheme and you looked
Right.
at when you looked at Australia and you looked at Nigeria, they were cutting, moving. Even in when they played Argentina and they blow out, they were still playing Argentina. They were running. They were running they have better continuity than we did. But the thing about it is that what played a factor too is the fatigue factor too. Is what's it called?
Yeah.
Middleton
Middleton.
and Booker. Now Drew
Right.
Holiday, he actually did a splendid job because
Oh yeah.
he had
Yeah.
18. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? But as far as from a heart, we had that game, LA. We had the
Yeah.
game, but they went on that 16-2 run.
Yeah. You know what, Polo? You said it, but I was thinking the same thing, man. This USA team may not, bro. They may not even medal, but okay, let's just say they do, at least win a bronze or whatever, and that would be considered an embarrassment. What I think is going to need to happen, bro, or if they, don't medal, that'd be even worse. But what I think is going to happen, man, is they're going to just have to sit down. It's like, look, we're going to have to get a commitment from certain guys, and for the next 3 years, they're just going to have to like dedicate some time, just 2 or 3 times a year where they all have to get together, practice or whatever, because you can't just throw an all-star team together now in this specific sport, men's basketball. You can't just throw together an all-star team and think you're going to beat all these other good men's teams, man, because all these other teams, they have NBA players on their teams, but they also have other professional basketball players on their teams that have been playing together for years, right? So, it's something to be said about the team, the teamwork, the continuity, and these other teams being together for so many years. Uh, America, we just got to step our game up, bro, and have a bigger commitment to it,
Well,
rather than a couple months before the Olympics just throw some guys together and see what happens. We can't
well,
in this sport here. They can't do it anymore. They have to come correct.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this: we don't need like. See, the thing about it is they're not beating us. They're not beating us with a whole bunch of superstars. LA.
Right.
Yeah. Look at Evan Fournier. He put up 28, but what do? You
Mhm.
scoot him aside in the regular NBA and say, oh, he's a role player. Look at Australia. They got motherfucking Joe Angles, who I've been telling people about. Joe Angles. Yeah, hey, say that again. Not Ingles. Angles. Because he going to find them motherfucking angles for your ass and he going to shoot that ball or whatever. Guess what? He came out there killing the U.S. and so did Patty Mills or whatever. But what do you look at these guys? You look at them as role players. But when they put on
Mhm.
that other uniform, when it comes to their country, oh man, they out for blood. Even Rudy Gobert, he did his thing, defensive player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Got exposed, earlier in the playoffs or whatever, but he still
Mhm.
nevertheless had 14-9. But these guys that you sit up there and you throw under the bus and you say, he's just a role player and stuff like that, but then they come out there and they come out there hooping on you and everything like that, it goes to show you that you don't need to a whole bunch of superstars. And one thing that you did touch on that was very facts, LA man, that man, you dropped the gem on everybody. Is the continuity because those guys have been playing together for years, and they
Mhm.
always come back, and some of those guys are playing year round.
Right. Right. And look at you saw what Luca doing. Luca just picked right up where he left off, and
Ooh, hit the
like
ground running.
man, we'll see, man. Let's reserve judgment. They ain't got put out.
You don't like Luca, huh?
They don't. Yeah, I like Luca. I like Luca.
Oh,
But I
okay,
mean, as
okay.
far as Team USA is concerned, like let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe they'll get their stuff together and and pull through. But it's not looking, to me, it's not looking too
So,
promising. But
so what do you have us like? What do you see as LA? You know what I'm saying? Do you still got faith in us?
man, I think they're probably gonna grab a bronze, man, bronze medal, or honestly, or they may not medal at all, man, because I just don't see how seriously these guys. I mean, they're taking the game serious, man, but the other teams, bro, to me, they're locked in. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they have the continuity of playing with each other. I mean, yeah, Team USA they had their little training camp out in Vegas, man. But here they had 3 players who got you know a decent amount of playing time. They just joined the team a few days prior,
Right,
so it's like,
and then we lost, we lost Bradley
yeah.
Beal and then Kevin Love. Even though I felt like Kevin Love was a non-factor anyways because of his knee.
mm. And right for the jump, when I saw the roster, I was like, damn, they don't even have a legit center.
Right. What they got McGee.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
they have him now.
Oh, you talk about beforehand.
When they started, who they had Love and they had Bam.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, but I don't know, man. We still gonna root for him. We still gonna cheer for him, man. It ain't over with yet.
Yeah, I
But
mean, yeah, but right out the gate, State, and we're 1-3. We're 1-3 against the competition. And see, that was a bad start, especially with Nigeria. Man, you should have. And see, a lot of people don't know. My wife is Nigerian, and
Mm-hmm.
see, listen, uh, man, my father-in-law, he was he was clowning, straight clowning LA Live,
Hey,
straight
yeah.
clowning, like excited for them.
Hey, bro,
But
ain't Mike Brown? Is Mike Brown coaching that
yeah,
team?
yeah, Mike Brown,
Man, they got
Mike
NBA
Brown.
players, and they got an NBA players, and they got an NBA coach. Man, you can't sleep
Man,
on
you
that.
bet. And he got championship pedigree. That's a lot of people don't understand. Mike Brown got rings.
Right, right,
You
right.
know, like
So
you gotta stop. You gotta stop sleeping on these guys. That's why I feel like. Hey, let me ask you something though, LA. I know you pressed with time. I know you gotta get. I gotta get back on the grind. But I gotta talk about your Lakers for a second, man. It's two questions I gotta ask. Yeah, you already know. I'm gonna get into anytime that's a Lakers fan that's on here. Whether it's several people that I talked to or whatever, I gotta talk to them about the Lakers. Um,
uh,
Man, what do you see happening? Because there's been reports about Dinwiddie taking less money to come and play. You know what I'm saying? You got DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? That's interested in playing. Then you got they talk about Kyle Lowry. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make these moves to get CP3. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook and everything like that. What do you see happening, man?
yeah, there's so much stuff putting out there, and I think a lot of stuff is being leaked by a lot of different people, different camps and whatnot. I mean, I did hear like 2 weeks ago, man. You familiar with uh, Lakers talk with Kareem?
I've heard of him, but I don't. I don't
Yeah,
you
but
talking about on the
on
YouTube?
on YouTube, bro. two
Yeah.
week, almost 3 weeks ago, bro. He put out a video. He
Uh huh.
said he had an inside source that Laurie and DeRozan want to play together, preferably in L.A. And this was
Right.
like 3 weeks ago. He said that, and now we see all this stuff coming out now. But what do I think is going to happen, bro? I, I think DeRozan is pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't know if they're going to bring him in. I don't think he'll play on the minimum, but if he could get that mid-level exception or something, I
Hmm.
think it's pretty much a given that he's going to come. But I don't know. I keep hearing a whole lot of momentum about this Russell Westbrook to the Lakers, man, and I got mixed emotions about that.
Why?
But
Why is
but
that?
well, I don't know, man. You know how Russ is, and now we got this thing programmed in our heads that we just need people to shoot threes, but I don't
Hmm.
really think that's the case. I
That's
mean,
not the case. They've been
no.
winning. Hey, listen, LA. What's his name?
Hmm.
I don't know if you know a guy. His name is Elder. He brought up this point on Ticket's channel.
Right,
He said the last two championships have been won by more in the mid range than they have
right,
in from 3 pointers.
right.
Because y'all did it with more mid range. Remember when y'all was in the bubble? Yeah,
Yeah,
Rondo hit his,
yeah,
his hit his three occasionally, and you know what I'm saying. A couple people hit it occasionally, but it was more in the mid range and inside.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, that's why I say I think somebody like DeRozan, man, like along DeRozan and Kawhi and a couple of the other guys, man, those guys are king of the mid range, and I think DeRozan would be a perfect piece for the Lakers. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, man. I know Rob is going to be right in the middle of this, and he's going to be aggressive. But the thing is, you got so many other teams hating on the Lakers, bro, that they might try to throw a wrench into the programs. But we'll see, man. But it's gonna be crazy, man. I was gonna tell well, next time I talk to Go Mike, it's like, man, get ready for this week, man. Like when it starts with the draft and all that, because this news is gonna be coming out, bam, 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 back to back.
Right,
So
right,
and so requested trade. So and so is going to this team, is going to that team, man. It's gonna be happening quick, bro, fast.
right. Well,
So
and shout out to Go Mike. If you haven't subbed to his page, definitely sub to his page. But I'm gonna tell you like this too. I, I who I would like to see actually moving up and actually going somewhere, and I think that he could be a viable asset to a team is Phil Handy. You know what I'm saying? I think Phil Handy, man. I know that he's doing the trainer and development and everything like that. But
Yeah,
I think Phil Handy should get an opportunity to coach, man. What you think, bro? That was the other question I was gonna ask you too, because
yeah.
you
You know,
saw him with Dinwiddie, working out with
yeah,
Dinwiddie.
yeah. You know what, man? I heard, I forget what team, but I heard his name associated with a, interviewing for another team or something or whatever. And I don't know if he wants to be a head coach or not. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, if that's what he wants, I would like to see him get the opportunity, certainly. But I'm not so sure that he wants to be a head coach in this league. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But yeah, definitely Phil Handy. Phil Handy is uh, a very popular coach with the players. So I
Yeah,
know he would definitely be wanted by some players on certain teams. But it's just I don't think he's going to get jump off this train, man, until unless he gets an offer he absolutely can't refuse.
right. I would like to see him. I would like to see him, come to Philly, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, I came out with that report yesterday that, yeah, well, it was first it was Ticket. Shout out to
Hmm.
Ticket TV, and it was about the report about Ben Simmons not contacting the team. He hadn't been in contact with the team and
Hmm.
everything. And I'm like, man, Ben Simmons, if you don't want to be part of Philly, man, kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said basically. And also, I was just like, man, bring in a guy like Phil Handy. That would be. I would love to have a guy like that on our staff, man.
What's
Not
wrong, man? You not a Doc fan?
you said what? What? No, 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 no. Hey, that's a crazy thing. I love Doc, but
Hmm.
no, no. I was talking about amongst our staff though.
Yeah. Okay, I
Uh,
got you.
but
I got you.
but right now in this stage of the game, no, LA, no, Doc shouldn't be coaching, and it has nothing. No, he shouldn't. He should be in the front office, just like I feel like Popovich. Okay, yeah, he's the president and everything. He's the president and the coach.
Yeah.
No, stay in the front office because they're not getting through to the players. Just like Stan Van Gundy, awesome coach. He could coach, but they're not getting to. It has nothing to do with them not being able to coach, but a lot of the players are not buying into what they're doing.
Hmm. Yeah. They thought they thought the Pelicans, man, they did need a teacher, so to speak, for these young players, but Stan was just it was just way too much for these young guys, man. Just they probably listened to him for like a month, and after that, it was over with.
Yeah, you on facts right there, man. But yeah, man, LA, man, I'm not going. I ain't gonna hold up your time, man. I know you a busy brother and everything, man. Like I said, man, y'all subscribe to my boy LA Sports Live, man. Like I said, man, always bringing that fire on his channel, man. Anything you want to close with, brother?
Nah, man, just appreciate the shout out, man, and just we gonna be going back and forth, man. We're gonna be going back and forth this over the
Yeah,
next
I
week.
got
Over
some.
the next week.
I definitely got a topic that you probably gonna throw a wrench into. You know what I'm saying? Because I know LA Sports Live. That, hey, my boy, he stand on principle. You know what I'm saying? That's what I respect about him. You know what I'm saying? But definitely. So I got some other topics, man, that I like to pick your brain about. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
the experiences that you done told me about and everything and every we had that chopping up talking about our women and our queens and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So definitely so, man. On this channel, LA Live, man, we talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is out of bounds, and me, I'm random than a motherfucker. So that's how we
that's
do.
cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. That's cool,
But
man. And as you know, bro, then we get out here. You ever in LA? Just let me know, bro. Just let
uh,
me know. We'll
you
link
know
up.
what? Hey, my in-laws, they live in LA. You know what I'm saying? So we're out there quite frequently. Matter of fact, my wife with my wife's situation and everything. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for her to recover and everything like that
Uh huh.
before we get
Uh
out
huh.
there because that's where my sister and my brother-in-law live. So I'm always in LA. And then I got my aunt, she live in Bellflower, and then my pops in law, he live in Ontario. So
Oh,
we
okay.
all, yeah, we
Okay.
all around there, man. I love LA. You know what I'm saying? I try to convince my wife to move to LA. She was like, "No, I'm not. It's a great place to visit, but I'm not moving
Yeah.
there." You know?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I'm born and raised, man, but I never really considered leaving LA other than
Uh huh.
maybe the last year or two. It's the, I
Y'all
mean, LA
coming
is
over
great.
here?
It's just, I
All
mean,
y'all
LA,
coming over here, LA? You know
it,
that?
it's too expensive out here, bro. That's the
Hey,
problem.
man, y'all coming out here taking our land.
Where you at, bro? Where you at?
I'm in Texas, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, cause
Oh, man. Yeah.
of course, I'm in Dallas or whatever. But man, listen, hey, LA, I'm telling you, we see California license plates and a whole bunch of New Jersey and New York. Hey, they coming from both coasts out here to get land.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's a lot of people. You know, the businesses are relocating to Texas, and a lot of
Uh
people are
huh.
just selling their stuff from out here and just moving out there, man. Of course, because it costs a living, bro. LA is just, you can make 100,000 in LA, man, and be struggling to raise a family, bro. I mean, struggling. It's just ridiculous. But anyway,
Right.
that's a
No,
topic for
it's
another
all
day.
right. Yeah, if I'm in LA, I'm gonna hit you up, man. And hit me up in the email. You could, give me your info or whatever. You know what I'm saying, and I'll get right back to you. I always respond to my email. Turnaround time. What's up, Jacory Royal? I see you in the building. You said I stay in downtown. Okay, all right. You live in the DF Dub too. Okay, no doubt, man. I'm always listen. That's the thing about LA Live. He sounds like he's a person like this, right? Everybody talks about the best ability is availability.
That's
Well,
it.
no, to me, in my opinion, these are the best abilities: reliability and, more importantly, accessibility. Man,
That's real.
it pisses me off so much. LA Live, when somebody they tell, oh yeah, hit me up on the email. Oh yeah, text me. Oh yeah, call me or whatever. You call them, you text them, you hit them up on Facebook, you hit them up on the ground, try to even hit them, try to get a hold of them on Twitch or Twitter or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they can't. They not accessible. Me, I'm not that way. You know what I'm saying? You hit me up. Look, I'm gonna
Right.
get right back to you. That's one of the things that Ice Cube has said. Uh, that they love about Ice Cube. He said his turnaround time in business is second to
Hmm.
none. That's why they do business with Cube, because once you try to reach out to Cube, guess what? He gonna get right back to you, and that's where our society needs to go. So yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
LA Live, man. Definitely hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely chop it up and everything. I appreciate you pulling up, bro.
Yeah. Much respect, Polo. I'm gonna get up out of here.
All right, no doubt, man. Till then, man, it's Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. Thank Jacory Royal for pulling up, man. Till then, man, I holler at y'all.